On the other side, no quarterback likes to get hit, and especially Tom Brady. And we saw the Houston Texans, one thing that they were able to do and kept them in the game early on was how they were being able to hit and hurry Brady. What can we expect from the Steelers defense in trying to do the same thing?
Well, the Texans schemed that up pretty good. They were putting outside edge rushers on their interior players, especially their center, and guys like Whitney Merciless were winning those battles. So, I asked the Steelers, some of the players this week, would they try to do that? They seemed to think the Patriots would come up with an answer for that, and they weren't necessarily tipping their hand. When you listen to some of the NFL analysts on TV this week, they say the Steelers don't have the personnel to do that if they wanted to do that. I sort of disagree. I mean, they got Bud Dupree, who's a fantastic athlete, one of the best athletic outside linebackers in the game. They also have Ryan Shazier at inside backer. He runs a 4.3, 4.4 40. He's a pretty good pass rusher, too. He has a few sacks this year. So I think the Steelers could do that if they wanted to, but traditionally that hasn't been the way they've schemed it up. They're more of getting their pressure from the edge, with their outside linebackers. So we'll have to see if they change up their game plan. Certainly what the Texans did last week could be a blueprint for teams like the Steelers. So we'll have to see what happens.
Ray, you mentioned, okay, I agree with you on both Dupree and Shazier. I've been talking about them all season long. But you forgot James Harrison, the old man. I mean, the guy, when he's not there on the field, he's pumping iron inside the facility. He was outstanding in that game against Kansas City.
I mean, you could say he's the reason they won that game. He's the one who drew the holding call on Eric Fisher.
Right.
At the very end of that game when the Chiefs had a chance to tie it up. So he's been terrific. He's dealing with shoulder and a triceps injury this week. Practice Wednesday, did not practice yesterday. So we'll have to see what happens with him today. But one game for all the marbles. If James Harrison can walk, he's going to be out there Sunday night.
Ray, give us an X factor for the Steelers this weekend in order to beat the Patriots.
Well, we just talked about him. I think Ryan Shazier, he's been a terrific young player for them. He's been healthy this year, which he hasn't been his first 2 years in the league. And I think what people are finally seeing the impact player that he can be when he stays healthy. And he's had a knack for coming up big in playoff games. He's the one who stripped Jeremy Hill late in that AFC wildcard game last year in Cincinnati. Had that big hit on Gio Bernard in that same game. He's just a guy who rises to the occasion, and he did it again last week and in the wild card round when he got interceptions both against the Dolphins and the Chiefs. So look for Ryan Shazier to make a big player too, and I think that could be one of the reasons why the Steelers defense has a good day and really has a surprising day, because I think a lot of people will be picking the Patriots in this game.
Yeah, Ray, to that point, I saw this stat from NFL Research. Ryan Shazier has an interception in 4 straight games, tied for the longest streak by a linebacker since the 1970 merger. So,
wow.
You were spot on there. I think he is going to be that X factor there for the Steelers, and we'll see how much he and the Steelers can stop that Brady-led offense.